doing my performance exam number 5 with Clara and Mandy. Donating blood is an effective solution to many health problems. According to the Red Cross, every 2 seconds somebody in the United States alone is in need of blood, and one donation can save up to 3 lives. Donating blood is something that a lot of people are hesitant to do, including myself. Today, I'm going to try to convince you, the audience, why we should all be donating blood. There are all kinds of people that we can help if we donate blood. Today, I'm going to discuss just 3 of those. I'm going to discuss trauma patients, NICU patients, and people battling with cancer. I'm also going to discuss why donating is beneficial to the person donating. First, let's talk about trauma patients. The Red Cross states that the ideal blood type is Power Red and AB Elite. Both of these blood types carry oxygen throughout the body, and they also help stop bleeding. In a video by the Red Cross shows Brian Boyle, who you can see in this picture right here, who lost 60% of his blood after being hit on the driver's side by an 18-wheeler. If you look right here, you can see what his car looked like after that had happened to him. He needed 36 blood transfusions and 13 separate plasma treatments, which he received all from Red Cross donors. During an interview with Red Cross, Brian makes many statements that show why donating is so important. During the interview, Brian states, "It is so important to donate because it does make an impact, it does change lives, and it does save lives. And not just individuals, it saves families, and we are living proof of that." Now that we've talked about how donors can save trauma victims, let's talk about people battling with cancer. According to Dana-Farber Cancer Institution, if you've ever donated blood, there's a high chance that it went to somebody who's battling with cancer. And that is because cancer and the treatments that are used damage blood cells. The Dana-Farber Cancer Institution states that chemo and radiation can damage cells in the bone marrow that manufactures blood. A transfusion of donated blood types can help with these issues. There are no artificial substitute for the donations that blood gives humans. The only way is through a volunteer donor, which you could be. Lindsay Crowder was 2 years old when she was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. You can see her right here. This is when she was 2. And the Red Cross donors helped save her life. According to Lindsay's mother, during an interview with Red Cross, she counted over 100 blood transfusions. She also stated that without the generous donors, she doesn't know where they'd be today. So in this first picture is when she was 2, when she was first diagnosed with leukemia. And then in the second picture is where her leukemia came back. And then in this last picture is 5 years not being on chemotherapy. The last type of patient I would like to talk about are newborns who are in the neonatal intensive care unit. According to an article called Blood Transfusions in Premature Babies, written by Cheryl Bird, who is a registered nurse, stated that NICU babies may be given red blood cells for many reasons. These transfusions may be needed to replace blood loss from anemia. Without it, shock or death may occur. More commonly, the blood is used to treat symptoms of anemia, such as apnea or bradycardia, commonly seen in premature babies. There are many other less obvious benefits that the babies receive from these transfusions, such as improved feeding, less respiratory distress, less apnea, less trauma to the brain due to lack of oxygen, and an earlier NICU discharge. Now that we've talked about all of these different patients that you could be saving, I'd like to talk about benefits that the donor gets from donating. According to Source Therapy, there are 10 reasons why you should become a donor, and today we're going to discuss these reasons. Number 1, you will be a hero. Heroes save lives, and that's what you'll be doing. Number 2, you can spare it. The average human has about 10 pints of blood, and the donors only give away about 1 pint. It's a win-win. You'll feel good about yourself, and you're saving people's lives. 4, it doesn't take very long. Usually it takes about an hour or so. Number 5, you can make someone else do your heavy lifting for the day. Usually when you donate blood, they tell you to take it easy for the day, so you have permission to tell somebody else to take your groceries in that day. Number 6, it's the right thing to do. About 38% of the population is eligible to donate, yet less than 10% do it. Number 7, you don't have to be famous to donate blood. All you have to do is meet all the FDA requirements and you're good to go. Number 8, you'll get cookies afterward. A lot of donation centers have treats for you after you donate. Number 9, karma. If you do something good, maybe there'll be something good waiting for you around the corner. Number 10, you'll feel great about yourself. In closing, allow me to review what we have discussed today and leave you with my final challenge. But before I do that, I'd like to show you this website. And if you go to this website, you can put all your information in and it will bring up all the donation centers around wherever you are. I thought this would be a good piece of tool to have if you do decide to become a donor today. Today we discussed all things that are important when it comes to donating blood, but the most important part is all the lives that we could be saving. Today we talked about trauma patients, cancer patients, and even NICU babies, and they all have one thing in common, and that is that we all could be saving their lives. After you leave today, I challenge you to think about Brian and Lindsay and how if there were no donors, that they might not be here with us today. I hope that after hearing their testimony and the benefits you will receive, I hope that you choose to become a donor and help save lives.